really excited about this one. Our next guest is a Golden Globe and NAACP award-winning actress who has shown us how to run an empire, has proven she's no hidden figure, and she's getting serious about mental health to give us all a peace of mind. Please welcome my girl, Taraji P. Henson. Hey,
Hello.
Taraji.
How about your bars? You ready?
So happy you're here.
We have some good writers, Taraji. Welcome to the show. You know, the internet went wild when they saw you in Megan Thee Stallion's music video for her new song, Body. What was it like working with her on set? Oh, you killed it.
Thank you. She is just a sweetheart. She is everything that you think she is. She is just sweet, easygoing, Southern love. You know, she's a Texas girl. So, I mean, I just love her, and I'm happy to see her all the success she's encountering. I just love her so much. She's a good one, and she's talented.
And so
Yes, she is.
are you. So I want to know, did the response to the video surprise you?
Beautiful Garcelle. Did it surprise me? I knew people would be shocked. I knew that people wouldn't expect me to be in that video. I don't know why.
That
That
Your
part.
50th birthday shot was incredible on that yacht.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
That's right.
Thank you. I had a lot of hard work, and I got to get back to it, because the holidays are coming. So.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, guess what? You're not the only famous one in your family. Oh, no. You're not the only one that's going to be on yachts and things like that, because your dog, K-Ball, is actually major on Instagram. He's an Instagram star with over 45,000 followers. First of all, how did he become such a big star, and is he high maintenance?
Look at that face. That's how he became a star. Look at that face. And he just does what he wants
So
to do.
cute.
Look at that face. I love him.
is
And
so
actually,
cute.
if you hear a banging in the back, he's trying to get in the room. He's like, how dare you lock me out?
He wants to be
yeah,
on camera.
he is banging against the door. But anyway, he is just my love of my life. But you know what? This dog loves clothes.
Really?
Oh, yes. We like a fashionable one, too.
Listen, when I pull out his sweaters, he jumps on me. He gets really excited. He's like, and he tries to run and put his head in. And I'm like, wait, let me get it together first. So
He
shop
takes
for
after
him.
his mama. Yes.
Oh.
Okay, well, you're
Wants to put
so
on a
busy.
fashion
Besides dressing up K-Ball, you've also taught yourself how to make wigs and do nails. Okay, wait, are you hoping to open up a salon in the future? What's going on?
Well, maybe. Maybe. Before acting, well, not before acting. I auditioned for a School of Fine Arts in Washington, D.C., Duke Ellington, and I didn't get accepted. So the next passion of mine was hair and cosmetology in general. But I was a year late for registration, so I missed that. Probably God saving me, because I would probably be a world-renowned hairstylist. I don't know, nail
But
tech.
of course.
I did my nails just for Christmas.
Clyde.
They look incredible.
that's
I
too
need your help over
cute.
here. We on struggle.
Oh. You know, what we really do love about you, besides the acting, Taraji, is your fearlessness. You said you buy things to remind you to stay present and in the now. And one of those items you have is a frame that says, some things are best said with an eye roll. So, has an eye roll ever gotten you in trouble, girl?
Yeah, my mom. And I would wait until she walked out of the room. And as soon as she turned the corner, I would do like this. And she caught me one time. She caught me before I could complete the head, because it's a head movement and the eye roll. And she caught me mid-head before I could get the eyes rolling. And I caught a backhand. I was like, oh, my mother should have been in the Matrix.
Okay. I love it.
That's a mama for you.
The way
That's
she came
a mama.
around that corner and hit me with that backhand. Yeah.
God bless
Taraji.
mamas.
We absolutely love you as Cookie on Empire. I mean, everybody loves you as Cookie on Empire. But you were able to direct an episode for the show's last season. Are you planning on doing more directing? Are you adding one more thing to your resume?
I really enjoy directing. And yes, we just announced that I'm directing my first feature film. It's a coming of age comedy starring a young African American young lady. Because and then the reason why I was so compelled to do this project is because I didn't have this growing up. I didn't have a coming of age story
Yeah.
with a young lady that looked like me or, walked in my shoes or lived, I just couldn't relate. The closest was Molly Ringwald in 16 Candles. And I related to her because
Right.
they were poor and she was in a single family home, but still she didn't look like me. And so I feel like I owe that to all the little girls that grew up in my era who didn't have that, you know?
That's
That's
And
right.
it's gonna be
incredible.
funny. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be impactful. Anything I do is gonna touch you here.
We are still chatting with the amazing Taraji P. Henson, and joining us now is her best friend and co-host on their new Facebook Watch show, Peace of Mind with Taraji. Please welcome Tracy Jade.
Hi, Tracy.
Hi, Tracy. Welcome to the show. Now, you and Taraji
you.
have been friends since 7th grade. Now, we need to know the tea. Is there anything that we might be surprised to learn about her?
Well, Taraji's good with the gun. I just thought I'd put that out there
What?
for anybody who's thinking about it. She was in the
That's the-
ROTC in high school.
Oh.
So she's really good with spinning that thing and cocking it and making it do what it do.
Oh,
So yeah, beware.
So don't mess with
Good
Bestie.
to
Got
know.
it. Noted.
yeah.
Good to know. That was not what we expected at all, especially
Nope.
since
I
your new
know.
show is called Peace of Mind with Taraji. I'd have peace of mind if she was around. I'd know I was safe, right? But
Yes,
what I love is that
exactly.
this show actually tackles the subject of mental health. Taraji, when you first actually, the first time you two discussed mental health, what was that like?
I mean, I guess we have always talked about mental health. But I guess for me it was refreshing when we understood what we were talking about. When we were young, it was so much stigma around it that it was like uncomfortable. Like I made fun of my friend. I didn't know that it was a real thing that we have to deal with. And I kind of shunned it and was like, oh, you don't need that. Get over it, but that's the stigma. And then cut to me calling my friend, I'm suffering from anxiety and depression. So
Wow.
Yes.
she's like, yeah, just come on over here. Let me explain how this thing works. But and then that's, and then looking for a therapist and finding it difficult to find one who's culturally competent, it started a conversation. And not only conversation, but we found ourselves frustrated and we felt compelled to do something about it. And that's when we launched the Boris Lawrence Henson Foundation. And then we kept digging further. What else can we do? How else can we reach people and use, my celebrity? And that's when we came up with the show.
Wow. The fact that you even have somebody to go to process your thoughts is something we all wish we had. Tracy, why does this world need this type of show right now?
Well, this is the only time in my lifetime and maybe, many of our lifetimes that we as a world, have been impacted by something so devastating as the pandemic. And so, all of us collectively sort of reaching out to each other, looking for help, looking for support. I think this show, this foundation that we started was born for this moment. Who would have thought? But it's less stigma when there are others that are suffering as well.
Absolutely.
So that's why I think it's a good time.
I think it's also a good time because the goal of the show is to help reduce the stigma around mental health issues. And it's funny because Taraji, you said you were talking to Tracy about it. And then you guys realize, because sometimes I think, especially in the Black community, we think that we can talk about it with just our friends, but sometimes we need to have professional help, and that's what I think your show is going to do. But my question to you, Tracy, is why do you think the Black community, is why do they feel like it's such a stigma in our community to go seek professional help?
Yeah, well, we've been demonized for having issues and challenges. This isn't made up. It's not as if we don't have a history that says if you are angry, if you're frustrated, if you're, showing signs of too much strength and too much, pushback on anything, you are known as, someone who's a threat, who's dangerous, as opposed to somebody who's dealing with mental illness. And so it's been hard for us to step up and say, I need help. I'm experiencing this, that, or the other. For those reasons, it's enough that we have several pandemics that we've been dealing with for a very long time. Police brutality, social injustice, all that is. And so for the Black community to feel comfortable and safe, I think there's going to be a lot, of understanding that folks need to get around how the Black community is affected, not only in an instance, but in everyday existence. And that's huge.
That is huge, and we need this more than ever. Let's check out a clip of the new show.
For whatever reason, every time I talk about being a rape survivor, people are like, oh, and then they forget. And then I talk about it again, and then they're like, oh, yeah. And then they forget. And I'm like, we are so conditioned that we know what someone looks like who has suffered from PTSD. Mm-hmm. We believe we know what rape victims look like. Mm-hmm. And it's not me.
Powerful.
Wow.
Very powerful.
Taraji, as someone who is super open about going to therapy, can you talk about a major breakthrough that you've actually had with your therapist?
Oh, well.
I don't know. I can only imagine.
How much does she
sound like Jeannie when she talks about therapy?
Well,
because you well up the work. I know.
Well, I have rage in me dealing with that with my therapist. And she hit upon something the other day when she was like, I'm very flexible. And she said, it's admirable how flexible you are. And I'm like, what do you mean by that? She says that, I guess when she says flexible, I say people pleaser, right? So that means I go out of my way for people, right? And I have this thing where I don't like mean people. I don't like bullies. Like I will show up with my cape and I love to crumble a bully, And she was like, the rage comes from who is around to defeat your bullies. So that rage comes out. The rage comes out because I'm always taking care of other people, making other people look good. So when no one's there for me, that's when the rage comes out because it's like, how dare you? I saved everyone from the bullies, and then who's gonna help me with mine? So
right.
You see how I got worked up? Right. See how I got worked up? My nose.
No, that's real.
Yeah,
that's
it's
so real.
That is real. That is real.
Right. But that breakthrough,
and it's simple gems like that.
Is that monumental thing that can
so
help
profound.
you function so much differently in your work, in your relationships around your life, and with yourself. Oh, Taraji, even just that moment, I feel like we all owe you a check.
But listen, it's a work in it's always a work in progress, and you can't. It's one session is not going to cure it, right? So she gave me this. I have to tell you this. Funny. She gave me an exercise to do. Think of a happy place. Breathe. Count to 10 before you let the rage come up. Ask questions, right? Change the narrative in your head. As soon as I left, I wrote it down on my pad. I was like, I got this. I get down the bottom of the hill. Somebody's in the way. What do I do? But then I had to stop, and I was like, wow, you failed your homework. You just failed.
But it's a work in
Oh my God, I love it.
Right?
But the fact that I have the information now, I was aware. You know what I mean? I was aware, and I didn't another rageful moment the rest of the day because I'm aware now.
Right.
And
And that's
also
what
And
we
paying
being
call
attention to
self-aware
your
is the first
triggers
step.
and knowing what your triggers
Man.
are.
Yes.
Yes.
Say
Got
that.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Oh
If
my
you
God,
know
we gotta
that
watch this
those
show.
cars,
Clearly, we all need this. I can't wait
Yes.
to see this show, you guys. Tracy and Taraji, thank you so much for hanging out with us today and giving that
Thank
little
you.
gem, Taraji. You guys can catch new episodes of Peace of Mind with Taraji on Mondays and Wednesdays at 9 a.m. PST, 12 p.m. EST on Facebook Watch.